Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we are going to be diving into the charts to take a look at what has been going on most recently with Zilliqa. As I get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free to join. I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. Right, let's jump right down into Zilliqa here. Let's see what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. So we're just on Zilliqa paired with USDT, hourly chart. Binance is our data source. And as you can see, we were expecting a fifth wave down lower towards our 11.1 cent range. Now, this impulsive structure doesn't seem to be holding up all too well. It is still valid, but this fourth wave movement up is basically, it's pretty extreme, and it would actually indicate that there's a lower point for Zilliqa to actually come down into, right? So it's a little bit of a frustrating one, because when we take a look at the structure, we've got essentially a 5-3 5 move here. So we do need to see this fifth wave come down lower, but it's looking like it might overextend. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to just we're going to park the fourth wave out of the way here, and we're going to try to dissect what's going on with these movements, right? Because it's important that we understand where this is going so that we can then actually plot out where we think the final fifth wave is going to go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab this. We can obviously see that this is an ABC move in itself. There's some micro movements inside it, and it's actually looking like it is probably a 3-3-5 move, but it's fine. We can just leave it as an ABC. Coming down here again with overlap, that's just an ABC move in itself, and then up here we are moving up again. So this actually looks like some kind of triple corrective pattern. So what we've got is essentially this, right? We've got big ABC, smaller ABC, and then we're up here with a bigger ABC, right? And again, we could argue that this is some kind of ABC in itself, but I think the best way of actually taking a look at this is to basically actually grab hold of this level here and just run this up to this point. This then actually shows us moving up here. So that's actually pretty probable, I think, considering the market conditions. That would be the target. And just up here, it's actually pretty much exactly the same as where we were previously, finding the resistance at 12.7 cents. So right up here is kind of the expectations on this one. So again, ABC moving up. We might come up a little bit higher, we might just push past that resistance a little bit. But for the most part, that is looking pretty much where we would expect it to go. So I'm going to pop that fourth wave there, and then I'm going to move the fifth wave out of the way for a sec, right? With that being said, we want to be looking out for that invalidation that comes up here at 13.089. Go higher than that, and essentially we are, actually it's a little bit lower than that. Let me just get that exact number for you. It is 13.054, sorry. So if we go higher than that, then it's invalidating the structure altogether. Okay, but we are thinking there's a fifth wave at the moment. As I take the measurement on this, this then shows us that actually we are a little bit off on our calculation, and we've now got a much broader range to be pulling down into. Okay, let me go ahead and just remove those out of here. So essentially we've got the low point at 10.7, and we've got the high point at 11.2. Okay, so this yellow box area is the area that we are going to be retracing to, in my opinion, for a fifth wave, if we do not, of course, invalidate the structure. Okay, there's nothing here that's indicating an impulsive move upwards or anything like that right now. Instead, this is all very, very corrective. Again, this would be considered the fourth wave move in itself, and if we do invalidate it, instead this becomes just a giant A, B, C move to that kind of effect, right? So let's now we kind of have an idea of what's going on here. A slight push up is likely, considering the stochastic RSI has some room to grow. Okay, on our hourly chart. What about the larger time frame? So if we come into the 4 hourly, we need to see that correction. This is going to indicate that we are going to be pulling down at some point soon. So we want to be cautious on that one. The 8 hourly is progressing up. So again, if the 4 hourly does correct, then expect ourselves to also correct the 8-hourly chart like we had previously as well. So nothing too unusual there. We're oversold on the daily chart, so a bounce upwards is likely to happen soon, and we're overbought on the weekly. Okay, cool. So let's just focus in on this daily chart for a second, right? Because essentially, what have we done? Well, we've pulled down quite nicely here, pretty steeply, and we're looking to just finish this correction off, right? And then there's going to be a potential bounce. Now, for Zilliqa, this pullback has been so far 50%, okay? But I don't think it is necessarily done just yet. Essentially, what we're looking for here is some kind of B wave bounce, and then a C wave coming down lower in towards our little yellow box here, okay? Because we've had 5 waves up on our daily chart already. We're talking about a second wave correction on the daily time frame, okay? So we want to keep this structure going. We need to see a good, healthy correction come down, and we need to see the momentum on the weekly chart wiped out so that we can start a reset and move up with another 5 strong waves. Okay, so whether we consider this a giant A wave and this a giant B wave is also an option. But in my mind right now, I'm looking at this as good structure as basically a wave 1, this being a wave 2, and then we move up in an absolutely massive wave 3 with a 4th and a 5th wave after that. Okay, so this is actually a good sign that we're seeing here. We're looking for the end of this A wave, then we're looking for a bounce just like Bitcoin, and then we're looking to come down into the C wave lows just like Bitcoin as well. Okay, once this C wave is done, I would expect there to be the birth of a new impulsive structure in the same way that we saw over in wave 1. Okay, this yellow box for clarity comes in at 4.2 up to a high of 8.7 cent. Okay, so it's quite a broad range. Basically, wave 2s, they range between 50%, okay, and they ranged all the way down to a massive 88%. Okay, so they can be quite deep at times. Okay, so we want to be open to the idea that yes, 50% right here is okay, but it's also possible that we pull back even lower, right? So we want to be open to the idea on all of that. Okay, so essentially once we have that done though, it's going to be pretty good times for Zilliqa. I think there's going to be a massive push upwards. Again, really hard to know exactly because where wave 3 will really depend on where wave 2 lands as to where and how high it's likely to go. But I do think Zilliqa has a lot of potential to kind of run really nicely in this particular cycle. Specifically everything that they're done with the metaverse. I think it's going to be really good times here for Zilliqa, well above the $1 range in my opinion, which might seem insane, but we did recently rally up nicely. Well into close to the all-time highs. So I think this is a good indication of things to come long term for Zilliqa. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.